Welcome back to my channel. It's the one and the only Mimi here. If you're new here, make sure you go ahead and click that red subscribe button to join my squad. So today I am back with another client horror story. This one isn't as bad, but let's go ahead and get started with the video. This had to happen back when I was in hair school, and I was pretty advanced at this point. Like, I pretty much didn't really need the help of my learning leaders anymore. I was on good, I was popping, you know. I just took my clients and I did. So normally when clients book at a school, they tell us what type of hair they have over the phone. 9 times out of 10 is normally African Americans who do that, just because they want someone who knows how to work with their hair. They want someone who's familiar with their hair type and actually know what they're doing. So this lady did just that, and of course, you know, they paired her up with me because, you know, I love doing African American hair. I just love doing hair in general. So I was like, okay, this is easy. This is really nothing for me to do. It was just nice, easy, and peasy. So when the lady comes, you know, they gave me a ticket. I already set up my area, and I greet her and I tell her to follow me to my station where I'm going to be for today. So I had her sit down, I drip her up, and you know, I'm asking her the consultation questions. Now when I'm going through her hair, I do notice that she has a lot of damaged hair. Like, it's severely damaged. Like, it's to the point where it's like, we need to do like a mask, we need to do a hair treatment, you need to be on a hair regimen, we need to get this hair back to being healthy, because at this point I felt like it was dead. Like, I felt like it was just dead. So she is aware that her hair is very damaged, severely damaged, and she was asking about recommendations. Now, as a student and as a licensed cosmetologist, you can offer suggestions and recommendations that would benefit this client. So I did, you know, I told her about the LCO method, the liquid conditioner oil method, because a lot of people think that just by oiling their hair that's moisturizing their hair, but oil is a sealant, so it's going to be sealing in whatever you put in your hair. So if you put nothing in your hair, that oil is really sitting on top and not really doing anything. It's not sealing in the moisture, it's not sealing in nothing that you put in before. So I always recommend like a cream based leave-in or moisturizer, something like that, hydrator, something like that, that's really going to add moisture to our hair, because with our natural curls, our hair is naturally dry, so we need to add a lot of moisture and stuff so that our hair, you know, is better. And that's what a lot of people don't know. It's in my clients today, like now, they don't understand or they don't know that. So when I tell them that, they're like, wow, I never knew that. Like, yeah, we need moisture in our hair. Our hair is naturally dry. As I'm going through her hair, I'm looking at it, and I notice that she has a couple spots that are balding or shorter than the rest, and she's aware. And I asked her, you know, a couple questions about how that happened and what happened, and you know, she said that she had a relaxer in the past, and then it fell out, and then she cut her hair, did the big chop, and then ever since it's just not been growing the same as the rest of her hair. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm wondering if the relaxer that was done, you know, kind of damaged those skin cells, because it is possible that leave a relaxer on too long, you know, it already damages the hair, and then it's going to damage those skin cells on your scalp. So I wonder if she has something like that. But I didn't really get deep into it, because I could understand that this is something that she is kind of self-conscious about and not really confident about it. And you know, it's understandable. But like I said, it's a no judgment zone over here, so we're just gonna do what we gotta do. So she did want a pressing service done, which I kind of thought was a little bit, like, I feel like that wasn't what she really needed. But you know, the client is always right, I guess. But I say she didn't really need that, because her hair was already severely damaged, and I really wanted to focus on hair growth, hair repair, and getting that hair back to how it needed to be. I offered a trim again, but she didn't want me to cut her hair, she didn't want me to trim her hair, she didn't want me to do any of that. She said she already did it and didn't want to do it again. So like I said, the client's always right. So when she comes in, I always do a treatment. So there is 2 treatments at the school that we did. It was like a super treatment and then like this other expensive treatment. And of course, she just wanted the super one, which is fine. I even offered like to try to do the more expensive one, just because that one I felt like it had a lot of better benefits than the super one. And I felt like she would have really saw a difference in that if she used the expensive one. But the client's always right. It's what they want. It's not what I want. I could just make recommendations and they can take it if they want to. So I do a treatment and then I set her under the dryer. So I set her in the dryer. I make sure that she's fine, she's comfortable, she's good, and she says she is. So I go to like clean up my the wash area a little bit, and then I come back and I notice that she's like slumped over. And this kind of scared me because I'm like, what is happening? So I go over to check on her and I notice that she's sleeping. And I am like kind of taken aback because I'm like, I understand, yes, you know, I guess it's soothing, but it kind of scared me because it's like, are you getting burnt under there? Are you burning yourself under there? Like, are you hurting? So I tap her, I wake her up, and I'm like, are you okay? Like, are you good? And she was like, yeah. She was like, I just didn't get enough sleep the other night, you know, I'm just a little bit tired. So I'm like, okay. So I go back to cleaning, and then like I literally see her slumped under the dryer like this. And I'm like, okay. So I try to lift her head up to like, you know, make that she's getting, you know, the dryer situation right. And so I leave again, and then she comes, and I come back, and she's like she's literally slumped under this blow dryer. I mean, this hooded dryer. So I'm like, okay, I'm just making sure that she's not getting burnt under here, making sure that she's good, and then that she's comfortable and all of that. So the timer beeps off, and so I'm like, yes, let me go ahead and take her from under this hooded dryer because shawty was knocked out. So I take her, rinse her out, and then I come back and I start the blow drying process. When I'm blow drying her, she's going to sleep again. So I'm like, maybe you and blow dryers just don't mix. Maybe you and blow dryers just don't mix because you're scaring me at this point. So literally, like, when I'm blow drying her hair, she sleeps, so her head is going with my blow dryer, and so I'm kind of like pushing her head back to blow dry her hair. And then sometimes she would do that, and then she'll like wake herself up, and then like, I guess because she noticed that everybody was staring at her when she was doing this, so she was like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry about that. And then she would go back to sleep again, and then she would just, it's like I would kind of like have to play like, you know, bing bong like with her head. And you know, I don't know if I was looking rough or not, but I had to do what I had to do. I can't tell you to wake up and sit up. Like, if you fall asleep, you fall asleep. And my teacher always told me, when your clients fall asleep in your chair, that means they're comfortable around you and they trust you to do their hair and not mess it up. So I mean, I guess I take that as a compliment, I guess. I don't know. But shawty was slumped, she was asleep, she was like, and I just felt bad because I'm literally like manhandling her head to like stay still and be the way that I need to be. So I dry her hair, and now it's time for the flat ironing process. And she was starting to do the same thing with the flat ironing process, and that right there was kind of like, okay, Tamia, you need to wake her up and tell her to sit still, because I do not want her to get burnt, and I don't want her doing the most to make me get burnt, because I'm gonna be mad if I get burnt, because I don't like to get burnt by things. So I'm like tapping her, I'm like, okay, you might want to you know, wake up for this part, because I need you to stand still when I have hot tools or hot appliances like this. Even though the blow dryer was hot, but it's not to the extent as a flat iron, and I had to use a mini flat iron because I like literally, her hair was about this long, and then the patch that was broken off and severely damaged was literally like an inch. So I literally had to use this small baby flat iron to try to, you know, like try to flat iron that and like stretch it out a little bit and flat on it. So I really did not need her head to be a bobblehead and be moving all around the world, because this will make me mad if I burn you and then I burn myself, because I'm gonna be mad. So she got the memo, she got the gist, and she was standing, you know, still, like, you know, I understand you're tired, we can go to sleep after, it's okay. So she understood that, and I'm doing her hair, I'm bumping up the ends a little bit because she always wanted that. And you know, after, you know, I got finished, she liked it, and you know, I'm making other recommendations that she should do, like a hot oil treatment, use a peppermint oil, you know, stuff like that, like just to incorporate it in your day-to-day life. And she did say that she was not sleeping on a satin or silk cap, she wasn't having a satin or silk pillowcase, and she just generally wasn't wrapping her hair. And I was like, that's a big part, because you know, when we don't wrap our hair, it's that friction that causes breakage and stuff, and you don't want that. So I'm like, you need to start wrapping your hair up and tying it up, and so that you can see some type of difference. So this client did make previous future appointments with me right until I graduated, and she kept coming back, and I did notice progress, and she did say that she was using the things that I told her to do, and I did see a little bit of progress in the growth of that spot. And I did see that, you know, she had a little bit more confidence in herself. Did she still go to sleep every time I did her hair? Yes. Did she still wobble? Yes, she did. but she was doing the things that I told her to do at home, and I really appreciate that. You know, some clients, they don't do what you recommend or tell them to do at home, and then they come back and they like nothing's changed. Well, because I don't know what you're doing at home, you didn't do what I told you to do at home. But this client, she did it, and I hope that she's still doing the things that I recommend, because since I've graduated, I have not seen her anymore. So I want to see, like, you know, I really want to try to reach out and see what her hair is looking like now, and seeing if she's still doing the regimen and have some type of progress. Maybe I'll reach out to her. If I do, I'll probably do an updated video to this. But that was my crazy client horror story. So if you guys want more, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down below, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Bye.